both my aunt on my father's side and my cousin John committed suicide within a 2-year space of each other. He was 19, and it was a couple of years after, or maybe a year and a half after his mom committed suicide, my aunt, so I committed suicide. There was also in my family some question about my grandfather. And suicide is one of those things. It's a taboo. It's one of those things that we don't like to talk about. My cousin John committed a suicide because his mother did. This is the sort of explanations that go around my family. Because his mother did, and because his fiancée left him. Oh, I wish John had come to me. Well, I wasn't available for John. Why do people do it? It's kind of fundamentally about that place. It's about the place in ourselves that is dark. Teenagers commit suicide, well, because their hormones are, driving through them, and they're in this time of massive chaotic change. Somebody would argue, no doubt, that's. Somebody would talk about, social isolation. Somebody would talk about, fucked up family, no doubt, or being abused, and all those kinds of things. I think that's probably all contributing factors.
My experiences with suicide include, in 1995, I attempted suicide in my bedroom. I went into my parents' medicine cabinet, grabbed just about everything, put it all into one jar, mixed up all the pills, crushed them all up, and then downed the whole thing back with a glass of water. And then the next morning, I woke up. That was oh damn, I woke up. That wasn't supposed to happen. And then grabbed a razor blade and tried to slit my wrists. But I was so out of it that it didn't really do anything. I think I would have regretted successfully attempting suicide, because then I wouldn't have the second chance that I've gotten. I was screwed up in the head whenever I wasn't thinking straight, and that's why everything was messed up. It wasn't because everything is messed up. It's because I was perceiving it that way. Well, if I just opened my eyes, it's just there's always hope, and there's always people there to help you solve your problems. I never told anyone else that I was having problems, and that's one of the key things you need to do is just talk, open up. But I think that's partly why it's teens, because you're just learning how to interact with this in a social environment. I think growing up and just trying to fit in. I mean, part of it is being excluded from thinking you're alone. You oh, no one's like me, no one understands how I feel, and then again, there's probably half a dozen other people out there who think in the same room as you half the time in high school that have been thinking the same thoughts you had. There's just masses of amounts of people close to you or even completely distant, and most of the time it's just venting, and it's just letting people know how you feel and what you're thinking and what everything's going on in your brain, and being honest with yourself and with others, and you can get through anything, any kind of problem, not even just suicide, any form of problems. My life has been nothing but fun. I mean, there's hard times too, but it's it's good. You just have to appreciate it for what it is. Well, I'd just say that there is hope. It's not always it's not a dead end. It's not a black hole. There's light at the end of the tunnel. There's always people you can turn to, and there's solutions to any problem that you have. Nothing is too big or too massive to correct. there is always hope. There's always a resolution to any problem.